This is Midday Live. Let's start with our stories. And a special task force has been deployed to the Nkonya Alavanyo township following the death of 2 persons in researched violence in the area on Wednesday. 2 others sustained gun wound shots. Now, the renewed violence occurred barely 2 hours after a curfew imposed on the area was reviewed on Wednesday by the Interior Minister. Alavanyo and Nkonya have been under a dusk to dawn curfew over a protracted land dispute spanning almost a century. Meanwhile, an emergency meeting of the Security Council in Nkonya was held this morning with the military helping to maintain law and order. So bringing you some more on this very issue shortly. Remember, you can also get interactive. Join us on our social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter, News on TV3. And tell us what exactly you know about this dispute. If you're in and around that area, you can also send your comments on what you've observed and seen as well. So very shortly, I will be speaking to Emmanuel Kutin. He is Executive Director of Africa Center for Security and Counterterrorism, who's joining me via Skype. Thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Now, at least with data available to us, it appears people die every year as a result of clashes in that very part of the country. That's the Volta region. Now, do you think governments over the years have underrated this particular conflict?
Thank you, and good afternoon to you. In fact, look at the conflict in Alavanyo between the Nkonyas, who were initially the landowners, and the Alavanyos migrated to settle with them in the 80s. I think the conflict has sort of remained insoluble, primarily because of human need factors. And these need factors have been manifested in the land in question and its related issues such as security, justice, and peace, among others, which have not been well attended to over the years. And like you said rightly, I think the governments over the period have not managed the conflict well. But there's one remarkable thing. We are in the 21st century, and the era when communities acquire territories through war or by force of arm is gone for good. So the way to go is good neighborliness and respect for law and order, which should be the hallmark of every statesmanship. And that is the essence of democracy. So I will appeal to the warrior faction to allow good neighborliness to prevail among them. If you look at the curfew that has been imposed in the region over the period, innocent people have suffered it. And I think it's high time they resolve within themselves through the spirit of good neighborliness that enough is enough. If you look at the committee that was put out, set up by His Majesty Otumfo, I think they did a very good job, but they celebrated the successes too early. Another thing we are not looking at is the proliferation of arms.
Okay.
There are too many illicit arms in private individuals' hands. So at the least provocation, they attempted to use those arms. So I think these are the angles we need to be looking at and see how we can correctly this time get this issue resolved once and for all.
Now, if I can cut you there, you have mentioned a bit about what the factions could do, what traditional authorities have done so far, but government also has a role to play. We have a relatively new government. Past governments have done their bit, which you could tell whether, from your point of view, is enough or not. But for this new government, what exactly should be the strategy? Well, on the back of what you've mentioned regarding the factions and then what traditional authorities have done so far.
I think I will advise the government to only give support when that support is required, but they shouldn't get directly involved beyond keeping law and order. You see, this is a land dispute, which have connotation in chieftaincy and those kind of things. I think the solution should come from the chiefs themselves. You see, we have the regional House of Chiefs, and if you go back to memory lane, you realize there have even been an appeal court ruling over this issue, but both sides have refused not to respect that appeal court ruling. More often than not, if government take prominent steps in resolving the problem, they get bastarded in political lenses that they are supporting one group or the other. That's why I would advise government not to get involved, but the chieftaincy institution itself should try and find out mechanisms they can use. And if government support is required, the government lend that support. I think the committee put out by His Majesty Otumfuo, they did quite a remarkable job. It's quite a surprise some of us are waking up this morning to see this incident. So it means that they prematurely celebrated their successes. Because if you look at the curfew had been reviewed from the initial where we had 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. to around 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. It means that the situation was improving. The security agencies were just monitoring the situation to a point they can remove the curfew until this incident happened. So these are the things we should be looking at. Like I mentioned, the illegal arms that are in the hands of people. What are our security agencies doing to prevent such arms in going to conflict areas? Those are the angles we should be looking at moving forward.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I have been speaking with Emmanuel Kutin. Thanks so much for your time.